It's Sunday evening, March 21st, and I'm trying to get a jump on the week. Let's take a look at the market. Let's take a look at a few stocks. Let's see if we can set up our week. Hello, traders. Let's put the SPY up very quickly. I'm going to try and keep this brief. You can see how the market's had a tendency to rally and then pull back. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward. Now we're probably going to test that 50-day moving average, but I believe the bid is building. And you can see how the market has still been in an upward sloping trend line. This 50-day moving average I'm expecting to hold. Bonds have been selling off, but there might be signs that bonds are starting to find a bid. Let's go into that chart, TLT. You can see two green candles closing on their high. Now, this is nothing to write home about yet. We need a nice long green candle. In fact, before you buy any tech stocks, ideally we close above this 139 level. That would tell me that this is probably a short-term low, meaning for the next few months, and that the tech stock should get some reprieve in the selling, and that we should see a decent rally in those names. There would probably be some profit taking in cyclicals and a rotation into tech stocks. So make sure that you're watching TLT. I wouldn't do anything in tech until you see a nice bounce here, because higher interest rates have weighed on the tech sector. We can put up QQQ, and there you can see we traded below the 100-day moving average, bounced above it, found resistance at the 50-day moving average. Now we're testing that 100-day moving average again, which is fine. What we'd love to see is a long green candle here, because that would tell us that there is a higher low and sellers were not able to push the QQQ back down to the prior low that we saw a couple of weeks ago. Buyers are so aggressive that they wanted to enter at a higher level. That's why higher lows are significant to us. That would be the start of an upward sloping trend line. Then you would also have a downward sloping trend line here at 320 on QQQ. And above that 50-day moving average, I think tech looks interesting. You won't see a decent rally in QQQ until TLT has formed support. So make sure that you start there with your analysis. As far as the S&P 500, we're about 3 weeks out from earnings season. I believe that as we get closer and closer to earnings season, we're going to see a stronger and stronger market bid. We also know from last week's FOMC statement that the Fed is not going to raise rates in 2023. They stood firm. They know that there's going to be a little bit of inflation that we're going to have to deal with. They're perfectly willing to let inflation rise above their target rate, because in 2023 they see it normalizing back down to 2%, which is their target. So that's good news. That means that if we do see signs of inflation, that we don't need to worry about the Fed tightening. Now, we'd like to start seeing some good, strong economic results. I think that we will, because states are starting to reopen their economies as coronavirus cases decline. Another quarter of profits will help to normalize valuations. They've been pretty rich, but now we're almost up to earnings season, so they'll start to come in line. I am neutral to slightly bullish in here. That means that I want to be selling out of the money bullish put spreads. I want to give myself some cushion so that the market can move around, so that the stock can move around. I'm looking for stocks with relative strength, heavy volume, and breakouts. That helps me increase my odds of success, because even if the market is waffling around, these stocks are particularly strong. I sell out of the money bullish put spreads, and I take advantage of accelerated time premium decay. So here's an easy search that I ran. This is available to Option Stalker and Option Stalker Pro members. Really easy search. I just marked relative strength versus the S&P 500 on a daily basis, 4-hour basis, 2-hour basis. Then I also marked option liquidity of a -2 or higher. So these options will be fairly liquid, and heavy volume on Friday. I also wanted to find a stock that was able to get above Thursday's high. That would tell me that the stock had a really good day on Friday, because the market was relatively flat, as you can see right here. So let's take a look at this search, and I'm just going to go through all of these charts here, and these are the symbols that came up, and I'll tell you ones that I like for Monday and ones that I don't like. AAP. I like it. I would keep an eye on this one Monday. Nice upward sloping trend line. We have a breakout on the daily chart above that 177.50 level. Excellent volume Friday with the stock closing on its high. Looks good. Abbott. You know I've highlighted Abbott recently. Nice horizontal breakout there. That was resistance. Now it's support. 1, 2, 3 tests of support. Now it's starting to grind higher. And you can see how Friday it was able to break through the 50-day moving average and close near its high of the day. We had a lot of members catching this on some of our searches on Friday, and they were able to trade some lottery calls and do extremely well with this one on Friday. Typically, any stocks that we find in the chat room that are great lotto trades tend to perform well Monday. So keep that in mind. I do like Abbott here. I think it continues to grind higher. Box, BOX, beautiful breakout there. Decent volume. You can see bullish flag formation. There's your flagpole, pulls back, downward sloping trend line. Stock closing near its high of the day. Yes, but you can see this is a choppy stock. So make sure that you buy dips. You don't want to be chasing the high of the day if you're day trading it. CRIS. Also nice. Look at that big gap up, compression. Really ran hard here. And then now it's been spending a lot of time consolidating these gains. It's consolidating these gains from down here. So you have buyers and sellers pretty paired off. The longer and tighter the trading range, the bigger and more sustained the breakout. We've got a nice little breakout happening here. Some excellent price action, meaning that the stock was able to close near its high of the day. Not a lot of volume in here, although this volume could be decent. We can't really tell that off of this chart because of the massive, massive volume that we had there. So let's drill down and go into an hour chart and see if that sheds some more light. Yeah, really some pretty decent volume here later in the day compared to what we've seen other days. So yeah, the volume was actually pretty decent on Friday as well. So decent looking candidate there. We're going to take a look at the next one, DHR. Not too crazy about this one. It is forming a nice base on the 200-day moving average, but I wouldn't do much with that one. I don't think it's ready to go yet. There's no momentum. ERJ, you can see here that the stock has been able to grind higher. Nice technical breakout there around the $9.60 level. You can see it had earnings before the open on Friday. Big volume, good reaction. Yes, this is one you certainly could take a look at. ETWO, pretty choppy, not seeing a whole lot that I like there. Facebook has been excellent. You know, I highlighted this on my Friday video that I did, and I suggested selling an out of the money bullish put spread below that 100-day moving average. It closed very, very well. That's a nice one. GNMK, too choppy. Wouldn't be interested in that. HRB, and there you can see really nice steady upward price action. And we had earnings right in there. So you don't have to worry about an earnings release. I would draw a trend line about like that. And you could see that it comes into play right with that horizontal resistance around the $20 level. This could make a nice out of the money bullish put spread. That's H&R Block. You know, we're in tax season. So I think that the bid for the stock will be pretty decent. So selling a 2018 bullish put spread for 40 cents would make sense. That's a decent looking trade. That's an ETF. LC, very, very strong. The Lending Club, you can see downward sloping trend line, big breakout to the upside. Long green candles closing on their high. I can't chase this stock. I might day trade it, but I wouldn't swing trade it because it's moved so much. It's gone from $12 to almost $22. That is a huge percentage gain, somewhere around 80%, I would imagine. Big volume though. So it is one that I would watch to day trade on pullbacks. Pepsi. There you can see that's a bottom fisher, nice downward sloping trend line, breach to the upside. Not much to excite me on that stock. ROOT, this came up on a bullish explosion alert for us Friday. It was a nice trade, nice day trade, but I'm not into bottom fishing this yet. It looks too volatile. And here we've got STM. Wouldn't touch that until it gets above the 100-day moving average. What would I do with that? I'd click GTC, and I'd click on a candle that's very close to it. In fact, this one would suit me well, because if it breaches that line right there, it's gone through the 100-day moving average. So that's how I would play that. I would just drop a alert line. TME, really nice compression here. Horizontal breakout, big volume. I like TME. This one looks really good. I wouldn't buy the stock here per se, although I think you can day trade it on Friday if it's got nice relative strength. If you're looking to sell options on it, I would go below this $25 horizontal support level. That's also below the 50-day moving average. You can see the big volume right here. Let's take a look at that 5-minute chart. And you can see the stock moved almost entirely in the first hour and a half, and then it did nothing. So for me, it kind of lost all of its momentum after the first 90 minutes. See what it does on the open on Monday and see if there's an opportunity for you. UPST, here you can see stock's kind of chopping around. It did have a big gain though, and that was right in there. So very interesting to me. I took a look at this one on the daily chart, and this is an artificial intelligence company, posted earnings Wednesday after the close. There's the reaction Thursday. There's the reaction Friday. Huge move. It went basically from $60 up to $110, $115 in one day. So it almost doubled in price. Huge volume. And so Friday, they tried to sell it off. More than half of this long green candle was preserved. That would have come into play around the $100 level. You can see how buyers came in. The stock closed on its high. I believe this stock has an incredibly strong bid. Revenue's up 40%. I did take a peek. The stock is an IPO, so there's not a lot of data available, so I better know what the heck they do. I would watch this one. I think there are going to be some good day trading opportunities on it. As far as selling it out of the money bullish put spread on it, you'd really want to come down to this opening price of $85 last Thursday. And if you sold the 85 put in April 16th, and bought the $80 put, you should be able to get better than a $1 credit for that. Wow, look, we're at $125 and you're selling an option that is $40 out of the money with a month left to go. Those option implied volatilities are not a mistake. They're there for a reason. This stock has been very volatile. So if you did take advantage of that trade, I think it's a good one. You need to be aware that this stock is going to move. So expect it to move around and you'll be okay. Don't go overboard on it. But I do think that that's a pretty decent looking pattern right here. And it tells me that this stock wants to go higher. Very, very heavy volume. VUZI, you know I like this one. I highlighted this one Thursday in my video. Beautiful horizontal breakout there. Stock closed a little off of its high, but realize that this day on Thursday was a really hard day of selling for the overall market. So any stock that had a green candle Thursday did well. Friday, the market treads water. Boom! It releases on big volume. So VUZI still looks really good. So I highlight a few stocks that I like. I think that there's probably a HRB bullish put spread that you can do. I liked TME below that $25 strike price. UPST also looks good. VUZI, hopefully you're in that one. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.